up, good agents? Welcome again to one of our great interviews. We've got Dan. Dan, thank you for putting this all together. We appreciate you and love you, man. And we've got Social Survey today with Gabe and Tyler. Guys, I appreciate you being on, and more importantly, I appreciate your correct names being on, because the last time we did this, we changed our name to Marvel Comic Heroes, and I had no idea who was who. So I'm glad you guys are on. I'm excited to have you guys on FutureCon, right? The conference.
Thanks for having us.
Yep.
That's going to be cool. That's on Monday and Tuesday of this week in Las Vegas at the Aria, and you guys are one of the finalists. So
Scott will be there.
Dude, I'm excited. I was actually coming up with some questions for you guys right before I jumped on this. So you guys definitely have something that's pretty amazing. So let's get right into it here. We all know how important reviews are, and we see it because Amazon's all over the place. Before I go on Amazon, I usually look to see what products I like, and I'm like, okay, good. I like these products. Now let me go check to see if they're on Amazon, because I want to check the reviews, right? And then the first thing I do is I go to the crappiest reviews, right? Tyler, you probably do the same thing, dude. Like, for example, I just bought.
Absolutely.
What did I just buy besides everything for Black Friday? Oh, I bought this iPad cover, and the iPad cover, I wasn't sure if it was okay or not, for the new iPad Pro 11-inch. And I went to the worst reviews, right? And I'm like, okay, let's find out the worst reviews. What's the crappiest thing people have to say? Mm-hmm. And I love those, because they're usually going to tell me the truth, unless you get those people that just complaining about life in general. They suck, right?
Right.
But it's all part of the branding, the reviews, because the branding is what's going to make you or break you in this business long term. It creates these strong relationships, because what we've seen with branding is as soon as somebody comes in and says something that may not fit the whole culture of that brand, you're going to see these brand ambassadors come in and say, hey, that's not true. You're using it wrong, right? And that, to me, is part of the whole process of branding, right? And so reviews is at the middle of all of this. And people don't talk enough about branding that way when it comes to what are people saying about you and what are they posting online about you. That's really the perceived reality of who we are as a company. Mm-hmm. And you guys get at the middle of it. So I want to talk about what's your main focus when it comes to using social survey. Why is it important specifically to the real estate agents, or to our industry as agents? Either of you can take this on, Gabe, Tyler.
Okay.
Maybe we should go with Tyler, because he has the better shirt on. I'm just going to jump in
real quick.
Tyler, you jump in. Go after.
Yeah. So for me, it is telling that story, and it's all about creating that social awareness and building that brand story of who you are and what you do and how you actually help people. It's really about, the social proof of how you operate your entire business. And I'm going to use Dee Dee Alice, one of my agents, as the prime example. Dee Dee was the Social Survey #1 agent in the country last year. And she loves getting the reviews and sharing them. The process is automated, but she goes above and beyond to respond to every one of them, to make sure that it's not just, hey, this is going up on my social media accounts, thank you for another great review. It's, she'll post the picture along with it. I'm so happy that these first-time home buyers, found the home of their dreams. It took us a little bit longer, but it's not all, rainbows and unicorns. This is the process, and you can see in their testimonial then the love that they have for her. And so it really is creating that synergy between the social proof and what I like to say is the meat and bones of what we do, but also the free publicity and the branding that you're getting with it.
Yep.
All right, that makes sense. So would you say that the reviews is part of where branding is created, or does it really, is it just a piece, a small piece of your brand? Where does this all fit in? Because we often talk about brands and we hear about companies talking about brands and authors talking about brands. Like Seth Godin talks about branding, right? And Simon Sinek also talks about branding too. But where do you guys see it fit in as reviews? Where does that fit into our branding?
Well, since you talked about Seth Godin, I'm going to jump right in and say it's all part of your tribe. And, you know, I want to work with people that want to work with me. And so if they see that, you know, Bob and Sally bought a house through me and loved the entire experience and maybe had some hiccups along the way, it gives it a real voice, as opposed to, you know, Amazon. I don't necessarily know those people that are writing those reviews, and yeah, I'm still going to trust them because you know, they own the product and I don't.
Yeah.
But when you can put a name and a face with it and really start to create that story, that's when I think you start building on that tribe and on that brand.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. So in regards to reviews, how do you guys simplify it to help us create this story that we're trying to create?
Yeah, so we at Social Survey, we want to really make it easy for the clients to be able to review the agent's experience. So at the end of the day, we're a customer experience program, and we want you to win local. So to add to Tyler's point, on Amazon, you don't really know the people that are reviewing these products. Whereas an agent in your local area, you may know the people that are reviewing the agent. And so we want you to help win local, but also we want to be able to help influence the customer's behavior as they're buying a home. They can read those reviews and say, oh yeah, I know so-and-so, I know so-and-so. And it makes them feel a little bit more comfortable working with that agent, right? And we really simplify that process by sending the survey once that transaction is closed from your transaction management system, so it's hot, right? We don't wait, we send it right away. That way they can give you that happy voice, and then we post it everywhere. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, website, even sites like Zillow, Yelp, you name it.
All right, now when we go and ask for reviews, typically as agents, and we don't have a product like yours. So for instance, I'm still onboarding, right? So
Yeah, almost there.
I've been onboarding for a little bit. So
Oh, good.
but that's a different story, Gabe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm onboarding and I'm excited to see it because I've been in the business for, I don't know, since 2004. You calculate. I'm terrible at calculating.
That's when I started my real estate software career.
That's true. There you go.
That's when I got into real estate.
Yeah. And I've always had a challenge with automating the process for reviews. And so have a lot of other agents. There have been companies out there that do a pretty good job of helping us with gathering them and then putting them in different places. What makes you different than these other companies? Because I know you guys hit up different verticals, like sales verticals, and that's cool. But what makes it different?
The magic is in the hierarchy. So we get a lot of inquiries of single agents that want social survey. But the way the system was designed was really to power the entire organization. So from the agents to the offices, to the regions, to the corporation. So it's much more magical when you have a whole office, and obviously Tyler's here because he has multiple RE/MAX offices. It works better when there's more people versus just having a single agent that uses us, because you have more reviews and those reviews actually get pushed up to the different levels of the organization. And that's one of the reasons what makes Social Survey different from other of our competitors is truly we're building up the entire brand at all levels of that company.
Got it. All right, that makes more sense.
Do you mind if I add to that real quick? Because,
go ahead, man.
You know, when you talk about building the brand, it's about online presence. And to give you an example, before Social Survey, we're sitting at, you know, I've got 4 main offices and I've got a bunch of branch locations with teams and those kind of things, but we're closing in on 7,000 reviews as a company.
Wow.
And the Google workflow that we have now with getting the Google reviews has increased our SEO. I mean, I can't begin to tell you, I think it was May of last year, May of 18, we had something like 73 or I'm sorry, something like 7 website visitors from Google search, just organic local traffic.
Just from the pure reviews?
Well, no, it was 7 people. This is prior to Google reviews. Now we're getting hundreds per month, and we're showing up in over 3,000 search results just from Google Places, basically saying, "Hey, these reviews are linked to this location."
What's your profile on Google, or where do I find you on Google?
If you look up Remax Victory and Beaver Creek, Ohio, or Dayton, Ohio.
Remax Victory, Dayton, Ohio?
Yep.
Okay, let me see what and that's Remax Victory. 125 Google reviews, is that the one?
Yep.
I'm going to share my screen just so that people can see. And if you find anything inappropriate as I'm sharing my screen, my wife was using my computer. That was not me.
Probably some black.
I'm just going to blame it on my wife, okay? Okay, here we go. This is you, right, Tyler? Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, I love it. All right, so here you see 125 Google reviews. And
I'm cutting out.
I'm sorry?
He said he was cutting out.
Oh, got it. All right, 125 Google reviews. We've got the address. If you typed in his Remax or Dayton, Ohio, I typed in Remax Victory, Dayton, Ohio, and that was the first thing that popped up. He's got a Google business page, which is awesome. Obviously, you need that. And then I'm going through and I'm seeing all the reviews, and I'm seeing all 5 stars. Okay, so question for either Gabe or Tyler, and I want one of you to tell me what you guys think of this, because I get different people telling me different things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I see a lot of 5 stars, but if it's somebody like me, I want to see a 3-star in there.
Mm-hmm.
Or I want to see a 2-star, just so they can tell me, like, you know what, Tyler, your beard sucks, or something weird out of nowhere. Like, that's why I gave you 1 star, right?
Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit more real. What do you guys think about that?
I agree there. I think that and the way the system is designed is we do not auto post the reviews onto Google. So when we send the survey and they give you a review, those reviews are posted automatically on social media and on the website. And then we ask the client, can you also review us here? So they would physically need to click on the Google business page, and Google actually has them rewrite the review. So at that point, they can write the review whatever they want. So we don't gate, meaning that we don't just show the great reviews on Google, because we can't. So I just want to be clear there that when social survey is set up for the office, the client still has to write the review on Google. It's not an automatic post that they originally wrote down. That makes sense.
Got it. Okay, so then when we send out, do you by any chance have a computer in front of you, or no?
Yeah, I have a deck if you want me to show you.
Can you? I want you to show me, because remember, we're still onboarding.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to show me the process of when I send out the review to the client. I want to see it on the client's eyes. What happens if you as a client give me 3 stars versus you, the client, giving me 5 stars?
Yep.
And then where are they posted?
Yeah.
Right?
Let me actually show you my screen here.
While you're doing that, I'm going to ask Tyler a question. Quick question for you, Tyler.
Sure.
In regards to branding, what do you think the reviews have done for you? Anything concrete that has increased what people think of you guys as a brand, or anything positive that this has brought?
Yeah, it's multifaceted. So first, I mean, the SEO and the organic traffic we're now getting to our website is huge. Secondly, recruiting has got a lot easier, because I can meet with an agent and show them, this is just one more tool in our arsenal. And so for me, it works in a lot of different ways. But to your point of the reviews, people might think that they're fake or be skeptical of all 5 stars. Those are your super fans. Those are the ones that took the extra step to review you on Google. And I actually went to a listing appointment yesterday, and the guy was an IT guy. And so he was very skeptical, but he started reading through them. He was like, there's no way that you can fake this. And we got the listing. So
Awesome.
That's
Nick.
cool, man. Now, do you use it as part of your listing presentation too? Now that you have this many reviews on Google? And
Yeah.
okay, cool. The other question before we hit back to Gabe, and that's, do you use primarily your Google reviews now as your main place to review everything?
Yes. Yeah, I made a decision, and I know I mean, if you look at my Zillow profile, I've got plenty of reviews on there. And it's weird, the Facebook ones kind of happen organically, and it's usually past clients or clients that we're working with, and we invite them to like the page. They'll usually review us because it's there. But the Google reviews, I think, just has such a great importance in building that organic brand.
Are you slowly pushing away from reviews more on away from Zillow into Google, or both equally?
I have moved primarily towards reviews on Google.
All right, cool. And is that because Zillow wants to take over our industry, or I'm just joking with you? I don't want to set you up for that. All right, Gabe, we got a guest.
Yeah, I love it.
What's up, man?
Google's where you got to land, dude. I love this.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah, I love this conversation. Look, Google owns 92.4% of search, and everything's going in that direction. And, you got to skate to where the puck's going. The truth is, I think I said that twice, that Zillow has a value on every review for a reason. It's a registered, these real estate, and I love Zillow. I'm not trying to hate on Zillow, but it's a registered user on their site. These agents are handing their most valuable assets over to somebody who said out loud, I'm going to compete with you.
Exactly.
And Google is basically saying, I want to be your friend. Look, there are 5 key factors to winning on Google, right? Claim your Google My Business. Make sure your data is right everywhere. Make sure that if I go to your website, it actually has those keywords. Make sure that you're bringing your customers over and they're telling their great stories, and make sure they're local customers, right? Practice those local practices. And then they say, make sure you got a lot of great citations with the exact same data everywhere, which means you need a Realtor.com position. You need a Zillow position, a listing over there. It's a business listing. And if you do those 5 things, you should win. That's like 81% of the Google search algorithm. So we're not saying stay away from Zillow. It's important. People are finding you on Zillow. You got to be on Zillow, but you got to own the data and put it where you want it, when you want it there. And that's how you win. Agents, they need to really just embrace, that's my customer, that's my data, that's my story. 2/3 of every closing still comes from a referral. So we have people willing to tell their story. Let's just collect it, digitize it, share it, and win.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing with Tyler here, which I love that he's got 125 reviews on Google. What I want to do is later, or maybe if everybody can remember his Remax name. Tyler, what was that? Remax, what was the whole name?
Remax Victory.
All right, Remax
Victory in Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. If you guys want to go in there and take a look at the reviews, but more importantly, what the people were saying, because that's what's going to be important. So one of my friends, Jason Walters, out of Camarillo, California, he helps his clients write a review for him. He sends an email and says, hey, client, thank you so much. I appreciated working with you, all that good stuff. And says, if you don't mind, please write a review for me. And if you do feel that I did well, please give me 5 stars, but use these words in the sentences, right? Best agent in Camarillo, best agent in Oxnard. And so he guides them. And I thought that's so brilliant. And you Google it out here and he's the #1 agent in Google because of it.
Something I think that's really important. And here's why he's winning. Google's literally reading the reviews, looking for keyword matches and sentiment. So it is really smart. I don't condone telling customers stories, because I think customers organically will tell great stories and use the right keywords. And if you tell them use these keywords, you can do that some if you have got some keyword that you're missing.
He mainly focuses on the keywords for city. He wants people to know what city.
That's so brilliant. And I also want to you mentioned Tyler. I want to give Tyler props. It ain't just Tyler. He's promoting and supporting his entire, you see his agents, you see Dee Olis and some of the other agents in that Liberty Township group. I mean, they've all got hundreds of reviews everywhere. His entire, go ahead.
Everyone wants to be number one. So it gamified it especially because we can see the leaderboard in the back end now. And it's, hey, and that's why, Dee doesn't even rely on the automation. She's texting her clients the link to her social survey before they even leave the closing.
And if she needs activity, even when she doesn't do a closing, she'll just pick somebody from the past and send them one.
So smart. So good. So good. So one question from the audience really quick. So we've got the number one agent for Remax, Gary Ashton. He asked a question here. He's watching.
Gary, what's up?
Oh, yeah.
Gary.
You know Gary, yeah. Tyler. He says, can it post to team leader Google profile?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Gary, that's your answer, man. The product
everyone should be able to control their own workflow. I mean, we didn't do that at first in our product, but every agent has different outcomes they're trying to drive. You get somebody says something negative about you on Better Business Bureau, you need to move that workflow over there and get 4 or 5 good ones on top of it. I mean, it's every agent is doing different things and they've got different focus. And while it should all be an automated part of their workflow, they need to be able to choose where they go. And it's funny, I'll say this to your audience, but most of my customers don't want me to say this out loud. The agents need to have their own Google My Business page. Google allows it now. You can have 8 or 10. That the offices, it's really sticky if the office's phone is ringing because the office has hundreds of Google reviews. But if you think about it, when you read those reviews, they're saying Dee. They're saying the other people, Mark, and the other people in the office. And so, and if your agents don't own their own position, I guess that's good for the offices. But it's not smart practice.
We've seen a 200% increase in direct calls to the office. And I've never been one to promote that phone number at all because I don't necessarily want the office phone to ring, but it's happening.
Tyler, what phone number do you have tied to your Google business page? Is your cell phone, your office phone? What do you have to there?
And that one is a direct office line.
All right, what I would probably do, and this is just on a side note.
Sure.
I'd probably look at a company like Call Action so that if they do call the number, it rings maybe 4 or 5 different agents on the team or your concierge team or whoever. So that way it always picks up and they can feel like they have really great customer service. And you can track who's calling and you can have better ROI on it.
Oh, absolutely. And I know we're not all talking about Google, but get a 30% increase in traffic just by adding new photos. It happened to me last month.
New photos. I'm actually writing that one down, Tyler.
Okay, I got a great story real quick. So I went to the Hyundai dealership, and I had great experience. They do a great job. I wrote a review, and I took a photo. The review itself, I get these posts from Google. The review itself maybe been seen over 1,000 times, which is crazy, right? Mm-hmm. But the photo has been seen like 40,000 times. Wow. People are looking at the photos. The photos they come up in search way more often. So great tip. Photos win. Don't make them stale. Keep them fresh. You should think about it like just another social platform where you're just adding current photos.
That's such a great idea. Tyler, I'm going to go back to Tyler on this exact question because now you gave me an idea. I don't think we're ever going to progress to Gabe's slide, but
It's the same. Everybody can see it.
All right. Look, I got product counsel. So when you go to Tyler, I just wanted to jump in here and tell you guys I appreciate all the work you do there and give Tyler some props. Thanks for having us on. I'm going to let Gabe take back.
Thanks, man. Thanks for coming in. Tyler, quick question on the pictures because this is for me. Now I'm asking for me. In regards to the pictures that you're uploading to your Google business page, are they pictures that pertain to your office, inside, outside, to homes that you've sold? What do those pictures look like and why? Sure.
So those pictures were just of my office because the profile that you're looking at is at the office level. It's not my personal. It's not my team. So I wanted those pictures to reflect the office. But this is what happens when you talk to great minds. You think about stuff like this because you brought it up, and I'm like, hey, why aren't we posting our testimonial pictures? Because we get everyone that we sell a house to hold that big sold sign or the champagne glasses that we have saying cheers. Those should be going on our site as well.
Yeah, dude, I think I need to brainstorm with you, Tyler. This is pretty cool.
Anytime.
That's why I love doing these, Gabe. It's like I get so many ideas. It's like a whole mastermind. Say, okay, Gabe.
A whole book full of notes. That I'm sure.
Dude, I know. All right, your turn, Gabe. Go ahead.
All right. So going back to the original question, you wanted to see from a consumer standpoint, right, how it looks.
Yes.
Before I show you the actual survey process, I did just want to reiterate the workflow. So once the transaction is closed, we send a survey. So like Dotloop, SkySlope, we have a number of different systems that we can integrate with. We send the survey to the client. And the great reviews on the top there, they give you like a 4 or a 5-star review. That review is automatically posted on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, your website, our website. And then the secondary review sites, and to add to what Scott said, is you can customize that. So it can go to the agent's Google business page, it can go to their Yelp, it can go to Zillow, Better Business Bureau, whatnot. And so from the second review page, that's where we ask the client, hey, can you also review us here, right? And so we can customize that. Any bad reviews is gonna go through a whole different workflow. So it's not gonna be posted everywhere like it would be a great review. But from a client's perspective, this is what it looks like. So it's going to have Remax Victory here. There you go, Tyler. It's going to have Dee Dee. We got Dee Dee's photo on here.
Awesome.
We're going to ask 3 things. How would you rate the service you have with Dee Dee based on a 5-star rating? Number 2, how likely are you to refer friends and family to Dee Dee based on a 10-point NPS scale? And then lastly is how would you rate your overall experience that you have with Dee Dee? And then the next thing that they click on is the review. So this is where they can type in what they like, say about Dee Dee. Once they click post, that's when it posts everywhere. So social survey, each agent will have their own social survey page.
Mm-hmm.
Their Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, it'll show up in the form of a post, right? And then on their website by way of either an API or a widget. And then in terms of Google My Business or Zillow, this is what that workflow page looks like. So they would actually see this. It would say, hey, thanks again for taking the survey. We wouldn't mind if you review us on both. And so at this point, they would click on Google or Zillow or Better Business Bureau or Yelp, what have you. And then we take them directly to that site. Again, from here, it's not an auto post. It's more of we're directing them to that site. They still have to write the review.
I have a question, Gabe, on that.
Sure.
Is there any way for us to just remove Zillow and just have the Google so it's just focused on one?
100%. Yeah, you can customize this workflow here.
All right, cool. Because I definitely want them, or most of our clients, to go directly to Google because that's where, like Scott said, why go to Zillow when Google owns 92% of everything online? So,
yeah. But to be fair, some agents actually like Zillow.
Well, I like Zillow too, but I like Google more.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, yes, we can customize that workflow to go to Google first and then maybe Yelp or what have you.
Nice. All right, cool. I'm just taking notes for that part.
Right.
Awesome, man. So I can see how this starts creating a story based on the reviews, but more importantly, you're actually simplifying the process for the consumer to review us, because that's always been an issue for me. Now, going back to what I originally was saying, which is, I've been in the business for 15 years or so, and I've always had a challenge getting reviews because I would only send it out one time, right? And it was an email format. It wasn't like this as a process, and it didn't have any type of reminder. It wasn't even simple for me to continually do and scale it, right? So what you're showing me here, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Look, 105 Google reviews.
It's actually at 125. So what I typed in on Google is Remax Victory Reviews, Beaver Creek, Ohio. And then organically, you can see that he has almost 7,000 reviews right here on Social Survey. And then the Google reviews show up on the right-hand side. But what I did want to show, and Tyler, I hope you're okay with this, is on the back-end dashboard, is check out his completion rates. Our completion rate for all of our clients is between 50 and 60%.
That's crazy, man.
If you think about all the transactions that you're closing as an office, or as an organization, at least half of those transactions will be coming in the form of review if you're using social survey. So here you can see that we've completed 3,844 reviews, which is 56.4% of all his transactions, which is amazing. And I just wanted to highlight that.
That's massive.
Slacking.
Man. Yeah, you're a slacker, Tyler. All right. So now question here in regards to right there, that screen where it says 6,727 reviews on social survey. This is a question for Tyler. Tyler, you see the
Yes.
thousands of reviews on there and then 125 Google reviews. Are those 125 Google reviews driving more traffic to your business than the 6,000 reviews on social survey?
Yes.
All right. I love that because that just shows you how powerful that is, man. 125 Google reviews is no joke.
We didn't start using the Google work until I think November of last year. And so obviously we had a ton of those reviews on social survey prior to that Google workflow, but it's been just killer seeing that number go up. And at first it was like, you know, hey, we got 20 reviews in the first 3 months and then we got, 50 reviews in the next 3 months. And then it's just grown from there. So I love building that review site up and then adding the new photos. And now after this conversation, we're going to start doing the client photos. Those kind of things, just to keep it. I think it helps Google's algorithm keep it fresh.
Dude, I like that. A question to Gabe. I don't know if either of you know the answer to this. Actually, I don't. Can you upload videos to this section on the business page or just photos?
Yes.
You can upload videos.
You can do videos as well.
I love that. All right. Yep. So then now for people like, Michael Mayer obviously teaches those 7 levels of communication with events and community events and all this stuff. If you have a videographer that's recording these events or community events or housewarming parties, this is a great place to upload them and tell that whole story and make it part of your brand too. So that's even more powerful. This all comes together to help your brand grow. And dude, 125 Google reviews, and you have a lot of people calling in because of it now. That's obviously helping the brand itself, right?
I also want to show this one slide that.
100%. And
sorry, go ahead, Tyler.
No. I was just going to say, yeah, I think and we actually just hired a full-time videographer, but it's one of those things where we're creating content nonstop. So it's one, I hear Google owns this other platform that they host videos on exclusively. I think they'll work really well together.
And to also add to all of this too, the way the hierarchy is set up is Dee Dee, who we've mentioned multiple times on this call, when she gets her reviews, those reviews are posted at her level, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, her Zillow website. But those reviews actually get pushed up to all the different levels of the organization. So the RE/MAX Victory Office, the region, the corporation. So as all the agents are getting reviews, as a company, as a whole, you're going to benefit because those reviews get pushed from the agent level all the way to the top. And so again, Tristan, when you had asked what makes us different from other companies out there, is this here. This is really the secret sauce because we're the only ones that are doing it like this, where we're actually powering up the entire organization at all levels versus just as an agent. So just want to show this slide.
That makes a lot more sense, man. And that's why it becomes a lot more powerful. I see.
Yeah,
that's correct. It's a true enterprise solution. So again, any of you that are office owners, brokers,
teams,
especially for 2020, if you don't have an initiative for getting more reviews next year, definitely come chat with us. We can help.
All right. So then question before we wrap up here, Gabe.
Sure.
What are you most excited about to give to the agents as something that's being progressed in social survey for the agents, or something new, a new tech piece, something that's going to be released?
SMS is something that's already there. The ability for them to reply back to the reviews is actually something that we just recently released. And
the
also,
agents love that, by the way.
Yeah, the agents are using the reply to reviews.
Yep.
That's something that we just recently released. And then as a client, and I think Scott mentioned this on the last webinar, is business listings. And this is where, and I don't want to confuse listings with business listings, but it's where we can help make sure that all of your business office information is the same everywhere online. So sometimes there's discrepancies with like office address or office hours or whatnot. We have now basically it's a feature where we can actually have all your multiple offices and make sure that when you log in through one dashboard, you can change all of the addresses, contact information in one place. It'll actually change it everywhere for you. And a couple of other things that we have is the ability for on the recruiting side is we can actually send surveys to your agents. If they're happy with working for RE/MAX Victory, we can get those happy reviews from your agents, and then we can help post those reviews on sites like Indeed and Glassdoor. So now when someone searches employment in Beaverton, Ohio, they type in RE/MAX Victory, they see those 5-star reviews from a recruiting perspective, right?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
I love that.
Yep.
I'm going to send that to my mom as soon as I'm finished. She'll give me 5 stars for sure. All right. So that's cool. So Tyler, going back to you as we're wrapping up here, what you're doing here with Social Survey and leading everybody to leave reviews, this is going to last a very long time, right? Because everything that's put on the internet is really hard to remove. It really stays there. And so I love that you're building a brand that's lasting, right? And so especially with so many great reviews that you have there, that's going to continue to grow. So this is a brand that you're building based off of people feeling great about your company and writing and taking the time to say, hey, look, I love Tyler's company because of the people that work there and the service they give, right? And what better way to do it than actually write the reviews, right? So Tyler, what do you think, what does branding mean to you when you combine it with the power of reviews?
To me, I'm just going to kind of tell, like I've seen it evolve over the last 2 to 3 years that we've been using Social Survey. And it's seeing the stories that clients are writing. It's not just, hey, Tristan's the best agent in the county and we would definitely recommend him to everyone. It is, you're seeing reviews that are, 2 to 3 paragraphs long of how, somebody went through a hardship and the agent helped them through that process and helped get their credit, referred them to somebody that got their credit back up and running. And now they finally own a home and they're back on their feet, and just these amazing stories. So we talk about creating a brand through stories. I think that's what it's all about. It's the social proof of here's who we are and what we do. It's not just, you're not just a transaction. Every person has a story as to why they're buying or selling a home.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I love what you just said. Creating a brand through stories, but I'm going to add to something that you're already doing. I'm just going to verbalize it. And that's creating a brand through stories that our customers tell about us. Mm-hmm. And that's the beautiful piece, man. So congratulations, Tyler, because that's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
125 Google reviews is no joke. I'm going to do my best to get there. So I'll keep you updated on that. But first I have to onboard onto Social Survey, Gabe.
You're almost there, man. Almost there.
I'm so close.
And hopefully the team's been good, man. Hopefully the onboarding team has been good with your team to getting that.
Yeah, it's been super easy. The delay has been on our part. So you guys have been super easy to work with. If there anybody that wants to check them out, go to socialsurvey.com, and it was / there was a specific
real estate.
Yeah, and I did put the link up there on both posts. And if you're on the webinar portion of this, I'll put up the link right now for everyone to be able to see. Guys, anything you guys want to add?
Yeah, quick plug. Scott will be in Vegas for the KW Future Tech event. Come vote for us. We want to be on the Keller Cloud.
That's right, man. We're also going to stream that live into Lab Code Agents. So
oh, wow, there we go.
We should have a few thousand people watching that live, which is going to be insane.
That'll be huge.
That would be pretty beautiful, man. So Lab Code Agents is hosting it. Tyler, if you can jump on, it's going to be pretty fun to watch.
Heck yeah, I'll be there.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. Appreciate
out.
it.
Thank you.
Have a good December. Crush it.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Bye.